This might be the maybe most controversial. Maybe we can go with that. The most controversial new earnings update for you as a DoorDash Dasher, but maybe not. Maybe you see this, okay, brand new in-home delivery option, and you're like, yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal, man. I mean, is there extra pay? Yeah, then I don't really care. Or you might be thinking, wait a minute, do you mean like in-home delivery, like literally delivering? Yeah. So in this video, I want to go over this brand new earnings option for you as a DoorDash Dasher. This first time you and I are meeting, my name is Mike. I've been doing gig work for 10 years now, since 2015. DoorDash since 2018. Now, look, I'll ask you straight off the bat, where do you deliver? Right? If you're a Dasher, where do you deliver? How do you do the deliveries? It's pretty simple. It's a delivery program. You're the courier, right? Okay, well, I mean, where do I deliver? Well, there's, hand it to me, right? There's hand it to me deliveries. So I arrive to the customer's destination and you just do that. You hand it to the customer, mark it as delivered, and you get paid. Okay, yeah, pretty straightforward. Well, there's the contact list. So, I want the convenience. I'll get it. Just leave it at my front door. Leave it in the lobby. Leave it on the delivery rack. Okay, there's contactless deliveries. Now, what if I told you there was a new earnings option where, come on in. There is in-home delivery now, which to me sounds astounding. Is it good or bad though? I'm going to give you my take at the end of this video. So now come on in and make the delivery. Introducing in-home delivery for you, the Dasher. And I see folks in here like Mockingjay and Jess and LV Cadman. If you want to make sure you don't miss any content, including live streams, make sure to tap or click that notification bell and tap all notifications. So this is pretty wild. This email has started to circulate, and funny enough, the first marketplaces apparently got this like 6 months ago. This is the first time that I'm hearing about this. A Dasher sent this over, so thank you for sending that over. I'm going to go over this email, exactly what this is for you, the Dasher. New earnings opportunity. Here's the email that's going around for in-home delivery. It says, and I had to highlight it a little bit, whatever contrast coloring they're using here doesn't really stand out. You get the point. So I highlighted it a little bit here. New earnings opportunity in your area. We'll be offering in-home drop-off for certain grocery stores, or grocery orders rather, which include a $1 bonus on top of base pay. I mean, listen, if you love dashing, or if you're like, you know what? Yeah, I'd do it. Actually, I don't even have a problem, delivering in-home. Hey, let me know. Because in this video, I have first reactions from Dashers that have this. Let's get back to it. Hello. We'll be offering the in-home drop-off. So it's grocery runs, and you get a $1 bonus on top of base pay. Presumably on top of peak pay or bonus pay as well. Right off the bat, is that worth it? Would you enter a customer's home for an extra $1? Flat out, that's what this is. Would you enter a customer's home to make that delivery for an extra $1? If you're watching live, let me know in the live chat. If you're watching in the replay, please, either way, don't hold back, let me know. Let's continue with this email. How does it work? We know you are being offered an in-home grocery delivery based on the accept screen, which will mention indoor delivery required. So here's an example from DoorDash. Here's the offer screen. You're probably familiar, right? This is the offer screen you get as a Dasher. pay $20.75, 5.6 miles. Great example, guys. That's like super good pay. Great example to use. Guaranteed, et cetera, et cetera. Grocery pickup. Now, this one's nice. It's not shopping. Okay, just throwing that out there. This is just a pickup at Albertsons. All right, 15 items. But then it says at customer drop-off, indoor delivery required? Yes and no. So I've gone through the entire email here. Yes and no. I'm going to clarify on that in just a little bit here. And then they'll give you an extra $1. But I'm asking you, is it worth it? So here's another example, this time from a Platinum Dasher in another marketplace. This is an actual live example, and this is pulled from Reddit where Dashers were discussing this. Surprisingly, yes, 6 months ago. Now this is $14 plus. That plus denotes it's gonna be higher, okay? And Dashers are kind of like on the fence about that plus thing, like, well, it's going to be higher, but they don't tell you exactly how much. I've had that. I've had it increase like 25 cents, but I've had it also increase by a lot more. But we're paying attention to what's below that. Now it says, this example, this is from a live dash, plus $3 extra. Extra effort pay for in-home delivery. And then again, it says in-home delivery required. So I asked you, would you deliver inside a customer's home for $1? You're like, no. Actually, like Rick says right here, thanks for being here, everybody. Yeah, for $1, no. How about $3? How about, would you do it for $3? This is a real order. I'm having some fun here, but this is a legit real order for in-home delivery. But let's continue. And this is pulled directly from DoorDash's email to Dashers that have in-home delivery. Number 1, when you arrive at the customer's home, review the drop-off instructions and make contact with the customer. We have contact with the customer. That sound effect was not as good as I wanted it to be, but there's step number 1. Now, I was looking through the terms of service before this video. I was looking through the deactivation policy. There was no mention of not, delivering inside the home. Typically, this is not something you do. Apparently now it is, and you get the bonus pay. What they did mention, though, in the terms of service is you should follow merchant and customer instructions, okay? I mentioned that because they echo it right here. Following instructions. I mean, within reason. Safety, right? Let's continue in this email though. Number 2, please wait for the customer's invitation to enter their home and ask them where they would like to drop off their order. So I arrive, I look at instructions, and then, I ring the doorbell, I knock, and I'm just standing there. I got like 15 bags of Albertsons or whatever it is. And then they're going to say, because presumably they're going to have this option when they, order the groceries, deliver inside. I'll say, oh, come on inside. I'll let you know where to deliver it. Or come inside, follow me. I'll show you where I want it delivered. Come inside. You can go straight down the hall, deliver on that dining room table. This is what's going to happen. This is exactly what's going to happen. How do I know this? I'll tell you in a second. Stay tuned. Number 3, once you have placed their order in their desired location, you will be prompted in the Dasher app to take a photo of the groceries for an additional $1. Remember, this is from the customer's email, but we already saw at least one marketplace. It was higher. It could be as high as $3. I don't know if it goes any higher. If you have in-home delivery already, let me know what kind of bonuses you get. If it's higher than $3 or if it's between $1 to $3. Avoid including customers in photos of the groceries. The experience will be similar to completing large order deliveries. Large order is typically catering. I'm wondering if they're inferring like just legit large orders, like a ton of groceries. I'm not sure if they're referring to their catering program or just like literally large orders, but they're saying it's going to be very similar. Now, I know some Dashers, I mean, you can let me know in the live chat or the comments on the, what is it, contact list? When a customer still meets you at the front door, which will certainly happen. I have it happen plenty when I'm dashing. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see me dash and try basically all of these gig apps. That's all I do here. You know, I help you make money in different side hustles. I made an app for you. It's called ShiftMade. If you want to download it for iOS, you can using the link below. But $1, follow the instructions, take a photo. My point was some dashers will have the customer on the contact list, like hold the food and take a picture of them holding it. Like presumably just their arms, but this is what DoorDash says. Things to know about in-home delivery. How do you feel so far about these in-home deliveries? Would you? You're like, heck no. Or like, for an additional 10 feet right there on the table that I can see for an extra $1 to $3? Yeah, I mean, let me know. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious. The experience will be similar to completing large order deliveries. Again, it could be a volume thing. It could be catering. I get it. Now, your acceptance rates will not be impacted if you reject an in-home delivery order. What is that similar to? Do you know what other offers, if you decline them, it does not affect your acceptance rate? We call it, AR for short, flash offers. So flash offers, you can look at our video catalog. You can search up flash offers for more information. If you decline a flash offer, it's not going to affect your AR. So this is similar. Number 3, you do not need to help the customer unpack their groceries. Remember, this is just in-home delivery. This is not in-home setup. Can you imagine? Is that the next step, DoorDash? Is that what you, the Dasher, think? Is there going to be an extra tier? Like, oh, get an extra $10 to put it away in their fridge, in their pantry. As I'm joking around, but do you think that would ever be a thing? But you do not have to do that. It's in-home delivery, not in-home grocery. Mike is in your pantry organizing the pinto beans. I'm organizing the beans, okay? It's very important for, Janet. I have the pinto, I have the black beans, I have the kidney beans. They're vegetarian, so they're getting a lot of good protein. I don't know why I'm going on and on about the pantry situation. Hopefully your pantry is all set, or maybe you can request me as a Dasher and I'll organize it for you. Okay, the joke's going on way too long here. If the customer is unavailable after you have attempted to call and text them, click Can't Hand Order to Customer. That's similar to any other delivery, really. If it's supposed to be hand it to me, you can mark Can't Reach Customer. It prompts you to call and or text. And then it prompts you to wait. Usually it's like 5 minutes, at least here in Pittsburgh. That's a long time to wait, but it can be a little bit less. So I'm wondering if you mark, hey, I can't reach the customer, it's going to be the same thing. It might be like, okay, wait 5 minutes, call or text, and then you can leave it at the front door like contactless. Maybe, we'll have to see there. Number 5. This is insanely important. So don't leave this video. And again, if you can like this video, if you appreciate me bringing this to you, this is brand new, and consider subscribing. Listen to this. If you do not feel comfortable entering the customer's home or feel unsafe for any reason, you can leave the groceries at the customer's front door after going through the I can't complete the setup process, which I'm going to show you in a second. Look, I mean, this is why you watch this channel, because I've personally spoken with multiple DoorDash team members and other team members in a lot of these other, big gig economy, side hustle apps, right? And I will just give it to you straight here. I mean, this is a very real concern. It's a very real concern. And I know like DoorDash is going to propose the convenience, the ease. You're carrying the bags anyway, man. You can go 10 feet. It's like, but still. Safety is number one. And I know DoorDash wants, safety as well. Obviously, all these companies are, prioritizing safety number one. But let's be real. You're going to enter a customer's home, a stranger, maybe stranger danger, in your marketplace. Sure, it could be a good area of your marketplace, but still, I mean, you don't know this person, right? You have the name and whatnot. You're vetted as a driver, courier. You go through the background check. You go through regular background checks. You're verifying your account by taking pictures. But, all we have is the customer name. But let's continue. We're going to talk about safety here in a moment as well. Per merchant guide, I love that they included this, by the way. Listen to this. Per merchant guidelines, please do not ask to use the customer's restroom. Come on. I read that. I'm like, come on. Sometimes it's so convenient. Like, dude, I've been delivering for 3 hours. And yes, if I find a Five Guys or a Wendy's, I can use the bathroom. But like, I'm out in the neighborhood. The bathroom's right. That you don't want me asking to use the bathroom. It's like the contractor that comes in. They're like doing your lawn or they're fixing the sink. You're like, oh, no, you're here to fix the sink. You're not here to use my bathroom. It's the same kind of energy. But hey, okay. And it says per merchant guidelines. What does that mean? So the merchant is the one that's requesting that Dashers not use the bathroom? I don't know why that makes me feel some kind of way. It's so, but I get it. It's someone's home. Fine. Let's continue. And thank you to Jose, one of our consistent loyal viewers. Thank you, Jose, for the super sticker on this live stream. Thanks for being here as always. And for you being here, viewers and Dashers like Tiffany, Dasley, Adam, Brian, and others. And none of this works without you, by the way. None of this, because I want to get your feedback, and we're going to get your feedback and questions at the end of this video. Because I'm one person. You might feel a completely different way about in-home deliveries. Who is eligible to complete in-home drop-off deliveries? This opportunity is only available in select locations at the time, which is per usual. That's typically how they do this stuff. And exclusively for Dashers who are part of DoorDash's large order program. Now, they capitalized large order, which, yes, infers the catering large order program. Now, wait a minute. In 2026, LOP, large order program, is now rolled into Dasher Rewards and overall Dasher rating. It used to be a standalone program with its own standalone requirements. Now it's a benefit for Platinum Dashers. Now, Platinum, I believe, gets priority to large order. They used to get like exclusive LOP. Now it's just priority. Okay. They're always moving stuff around here, but so you have to be in, I'm guessing what, Platinum and maybe Silver and Gold. That just means they're rewards tiers, if you don't know what I'm talking about. So it's in select locations, and presumably it's someone that's on Dasher Rewards. Let's say that we can just make it simple and say that. You basically have to be on Platinum. But Dasley says, I got a large order offer the other day, and I'm not even Silver. Silver is the first level of that rewards tier. So again, feedback. So from a Dasher that actually has experience here in this category. So thank you. Okay, now look, this is the most important part right here. This is the most important part. So this is if you don't feel comfortable. Let me just step back here and talk to you for a second about this. It's the number one question, especially for new Dashers. I got this question asked to me on a recent driving live stream. So if you're interested in actually, talking together on actual live gig shifts, again, consider subscribing, click that notification bell because recently, at least, there are live streams with these shifts as well. And that's a question that I got. So if you feel uncomfortable, if you are unable to complete this setup for any reason, you don't feel comfortable. Customer, let's say they did not want setup. Like, oh, the kids are running around. I can't contain the dog. It's crazy. I can't do the setup right now. Forget it. Or unable to access the customer's location, calling, texting, we talked about it. I'm entering in your PIN code. It's not working at your gate or what have you. I mean, I guess you can't leave it at a gate. You'd have to be at a front door, let's say, but you get the point. Or you want to waive setup. Like, I'm feeling some kind of way about this 11 p.m. dead end road, last house on the block order. I don't really love this. And then there's that like one vehicle. There's always a vehicle, right? There's always a vehicle that's like, I could be in the middle of nowhere. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, by the way. There's always that one vehicle at night that happens to be the one that's waiting right by the house that you're going to deliver to. And I'm always like, I'm always very cognizant, safety wise. I'm like, it would be the one car that's idling is right by my delivery location. Please follow the I can't complete the setup steps outlined below. Please note that when selecting this option, you will not receive any setup bonus pay. So basically, if you don't want to do that setup, you're like, I changed my mind, there goes your bonus pay. I mean, not like it really matters because it just becomes like a standard offer anyway, okay? Please note that when selecting this option, you will not, I just said that, yes. You are not obligated to complete setup, and waiving setup will not have any impact on your program eligibility. This is nice. Again, this is kind of what DoorDash does. Like, even like I mentioned, flash offers. They're like, yeah, you can decline it. It's not going to affect your AR. So here they're saying, even if you accept these offers, you can change your mind. You're not obligated. You can change your mind, and it's not going to have any impact on your eligibility. So what happens when I do that? Number one, click on the Take Photo button to continue to the next step in the delivery flow. Number two, click on the question mark button in the top right-hand corner. Number three, select I couldn't complete setup. Number four, select something else and describe the situation to support to complete the order. Again, all the scenarios that I mentioned above. Customer changed their mind. I felt unsafe. What else could happen that you can't make the interior delivery? Whatever, customer requested I not deliver because my shoes were muddy because it's raining outside, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, go ahead, put the notes in, and tell support, whatever it is. You can toggle SafeDash on in-app when completing these deliveries. DoorDash will automatically check in with you to see if you're doing okay and provide assistance if we detect a dash isn't going as planned. To turn this feature on, please go to the app settings section within your Dasher app. So that SafeDash, basically it's going to, obviously the Dasher app is tracking you when you're making these deliveries. But if it detects, again, something is going different than planned, if you start driving in a random direction away from the delivery, and or if it's taking a lot of time, it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm not sure when this kicks in, but let's say like 10 minutes, and your pin is just sitting there, or your pin's going away from the delivery. And if you have SafeDash on, then there's going to be a pop-up that says, hey, we detect whatever they call it, abnormal activity. We detect this and that. Are you okay? I'm not sure the verbiage, but you get the point. They're going to check in with you. And then if there's no response, there's some escalation measures that DoorDash can have there, including partnerships with ADP, security company. And there's a whole suite of safety features there for you. You can look in that SafeDash in your settings. Now, Dashers react, right? I told you Dashers apparently got this like 6 months ago. It must have been in maybe less than 5 markets. I don't know. If you have in-home delivery, let me know in the live chat or the comment section. I don't have it. How are you going to know if you have in-home delivery? Apparently you have to be on large order catering. So maybe silver, gold, or platinum Dasher, but maybe not, we'll see. But then the offer card, okay? The offer card will say in-home setup. Well, in-home delivery, it's not setup necessarily. In-home delivery plus whatever. So if you start seeing that coupled with the email I just showed you, there you go. Obviously you have in-home delivery. But this is what Dashers were saying. Now, this is the Dasher, well, the Reddit account, AKA Dasher, whatever, that I pulled from Reddit. This one was 6 months ago, and then I had a Dasher just send it to me yesterday. And this Dasher said, updates. It was a pretty old man, and I walked deep into his house. Granted, I'm 19, so I would say that's pretty dumb and naive, but like, what could go wrong, right? Payout came to about 20-ish for a quick 15-minute delivery. And there's a screenshot from this Dasher. You can see 6 months ago. This must have been in one of the first pilot markets. So this Dasher, now you can see here, platinum, remember? Large order program, platinum benefit. $20, $8 base pay, plus the $3 setup pay. Again, I mean, this says setup pay. It's not really setup. That's what they use for like catering. Cause like, yeah, catering, you will set it up. So I'm not sure if they've changed that verbiage to maybe in-home pay, but anyway, you don't have to put it, unpack it and stuff. And then the customer tip. Now this must have been a $17 plus. I'm not sure because it says 17 crossed out 20. Or actually what most likely it was 17, but then you get that $3 setup pay after you've confirmed that you went inside and you made that delivery. So that's most likely actually what happened there. So this Dasher, who's pretty young, 19, they're like, okay, I know it wasn't maybe the sharpest move. And then other Dashers said, I'm not going into anyone's home for an extra $3. LMAO. Would you? For $3, for $1 to $3. And look, I mean, you can let me know in the live or the comments how many deliveries you've done. Tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands. I think it's a lot different if we're delivering inside the apartment complex, if we're delivering in the lobby of the huge complex, if we're delivering at the front porch of the home, versus going inside. Now we're already technically on private property, but inside even more private property, there's no corporate cameras there. If you're in an apartment complex or obviously at home, there's no Ring cameras. Now there may be interior cameras. Who knows what is behind that door? Now I'll give you my take here at the end, pros and cons. Just throwing that out there. I can't think of a reasonable amount of money that would justify the entrance into an unknown's abode. I'm not trying to scare you. It's just like, if you enter that home, that apartment, that condo, I don't care what it is. As soon as you get past that front door, you have no idea what's in that home. And I really want to talk about my experience with this, but let's finish this. How many ways can this go wrong? How is DoorDash going to verify these people aren't creeps? Remember I told you the background check stuff? You and I have been background checked. Is that grammatically correct? Yeah. We've been background checked. Every app. I've basically done them all. Rideshare, grocery, shopping, delivery. But not the customer. So not only are you unfamiliar with the space, obviously you're unfamiliar with the person. And yes, I would love to think like everyone's fine and this is going to have no issues whatsoever. And this is coming from someone I've done rideshare. When I've had strangers in my vehicle, I did rideshare for years. So I'm very astute to having unknown people in my vicinity. Say it like that, right? I've done this. Now, here's a positive one. Let me give you both sides here. I've done this for disabled people, and it's not that bad. Everyone on this subreddit, right, is just paranoid. And there's actually a decently healthy discussion there about the difference between being paranoid and just, being safe, right? Just watching your back here. So would you try in-home delivery? Let me know right now. You can type it in the comments below or in the live chat. Let me finish with my take on this, okay? And would I do it? Would I do it here in Pittsburgh? As someone who's going to DoorDash tomorrow, so make sure to subscribe, and there might be some more behind the scenes stuff there. So, stay tuned here. Tap that notification bell. Would I do this? Well, firstly, let me tell you what I have done. I've done this before. I have done this before here in Pittsburgh. So what I've had happen is, Pittsburgh, in some areas, it's an older community. It's an older community. And I've had elderly customers tell me, like, okay, can you just leave it right here on my windowsill or whatever it is, like on my porch? I've had elderly adults say, like, yes, come into the house and can you put it right there on the kitchen table? And this is before any of this in-home delivery stuff. I had a elderly customer that I walked up a snowy 2-story, stairs to her patio, and she wanted me to come inside the sunroom and deliver there, right? And kind of like what we saw today, most of these experiences, I'm talking about myself now, I'm echoing what we heard today, it was either disabled or, elderly customers. And I've delivered inside a customer's home probably 5 times or less. This is after doing thousands of, DoorDash deliveries. And I know people with tens of thousands of deliveries. I'm sure they've done this even more. Maybe not, it depends on the person. Did I ever feel unsafe? Not necessarily, but still, I don't care how nice and sweet the old lady, sweet customer is. And, thankfully every single experience was very nice. And it did feel very good to help these people. It feels very nice to help, your community and people who they can't lift it. They can't lift it. There's no way they'd, carrying every bag in if I left it over there, so it felt good to help, but I was still just cognizant, as you do, aware of my surroundings, looking over the environment real quick, making sure nothing's catching me by surprise, and I've had, male and female, elderly customers do this. Now let's flip the script though. Let's fast forward until now. Let's talk about, any customer that, let's say they don't have, any kind of disability. They're not elderly. They just want the convenience. It's like, well, you're already here. Can you just deliver it right there? They're going to start to see this option. And again, I don't know how many marketplaces have this. I don't think I have it. I haven't seen it. Would I do it? For $1 to $3, I think it might depend how I'm feeling that day, honestly. I can't tell you that I would do every single one. I can't tell you I'd ignore every single one. It's probably how I'm feeling that day. It's, well, what time of day is it? Is it day or is it at night? Is it in a good area or a bad area? Let's be real here. And then how much stuff am I carrying in? Is it one trip? I'm going in and out, so I'm leaving my vehicle a little bit more. And then, the pay. So it's $1 to, let's say, $3. That's not a huge incentive to do that. Now, I'll finish before I get your feedback here, that I do feel like I'll still echo, my 10 years of gig work is generally, we're talking 99% of the time, I feel completely fine. I feel safe. I've delivered here in Pittsburgh, and I've done rideshare here in Pittsburgh. I've done delivery and rideshare in San Diego, California. I've done it during the day. I've done it at night. I've done it overnight. I've done like delivery where I'm just in the car. I've done rideshare when someone else is in the car. I've delivered to homes, everything you can imagine, businesses, condos. Generally, I felt pretty safe, but there's a lot of scenarios, right? You may feel differently. There's a lot of different, gig workers out there, and there's a range of trust with this. So in short, yes, I would try it. The pay isn't insane for the possible risk you're taking, but sure, even though it's a possible risk, I think like a lot of gig work, you will be safe, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be guarded and cognizant, right? We still need to be smart, even though this work generally should be safe. Still be smart, be aware of your surroundings. And if you don't feel safe, if you're never going to do this at night, but you'll okay, I'll do it in the day if it's in a good area and, whatever it may be, then it'll be up to you. And that'll probably be the same kind of mindset that I take. It's like, yeah, I'll take it if I feel like it's like a smart thing to do, right? But I don't even know how many of these we're going to get. So with that, let me see what you're thinking. Would you try in-home delivery on DoorDash?